people are not giving themselves a chance to be discovered. Guys, do you understand that you could double your podcast audience if you guys made a video about burgers? People don't believe that when I say that.
Go deeper on that.
By you throwing off speed pitches, that 20%, that gives you the opportunity to get a whole new world. If you guys just literally told a frat story of a keg stand, that's the video that might get 3 million views, and they'd be like, who are these guys? Oh shit, this podcast, oh I do that. Like, people want sales, people want depth, people have philosophies of like, I wanna be on brand, I wanna be consistent, ideologies. It's not how the game works.
If there's a brand and they have a big photo shoot coming up, like how can they best utilize that whole campaign, that day shoot, to get as much content as possible?
An intern that's there setting up the food in the corner for this shoot you're doing around your fucking nice watch might be doing the thing that most sells watches. So if you're filming everything, if everything's meta, if everything's a production day, I mean, most retailers should be filming their stores day to day. Like the security cam footage, post-produced properly, is probably more effective than the fucking millions of dollars they're spending on making videos and pictures to sell fucking shirts at the Gap. Like, people don't get it. It's like, it's just so goddamn obvious. It's like the mundane. It's the fucking why reality TV works. It's why influencer marketing works. Like, people are interested in different, like, everyone's pumping this. Do you really fucking believe your nice photo shoot for your fucking sweatpants is what's gonna get it done? That's what every piece of content on Instagram is.
Okay, so if you
So that the model, when they sat down and like said, lettuce is fucking delicious, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Do you think they're afraid though because they're like, that isn't on brand, like the luxury brand? Yeah, that's what it is.
But that's why they're bad marketers.
100%, yeah. Even, so when you sit down with these big boys and you're talking to them and you're saying, hey, this is what we should be doing, how much pushback are they still giving you on like their social strategy?
At this point in my career, not a lot to me, but then they don't do it.
Yes.
10 years ago, they would shit on my fucking face and like push back and yell and argue with me. And then I ended up being right to a lot of them. So now in these meetings, they're not really pushing back. They're yesing me to death, but then they're not doing it. So their pushback is more like in reality, not in the meetings. In the verbal meetings, like I'm also incredibly hard to debate with because I really know too much about what's actually happening. Meaning, when I told Pepsi that Liquid Death, Prime Energy, and Poppy were a problem, and they're like, no, it's not, and then it is, like, you know, this is now 15 years deep. When I said TikTok, when I said, like, you know, it's like, it gets hard. And I know how to talk to them now. I'm not, by the way, I'm not trying to be cool with our clients. It's not cool to talk to our clients. When you say, you know what I mean? Like yeah. I'm talking, these are business meetings. I'm not trying to put on a show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's cool to talk to the CMOs of these clients. Like, corporate America people are not cool. The world's cool. Like, this is not cool stuff for me. This is business. So my meetings are very business. I'm like, let me show you why this is good and what this does and why you get leverage against Walmart for retail media if you do this and what's happening on Amazon and like TikTok Shop. Like, these are business meetings. I'm animated like I am right now, but this is not about like show. I'm not trying to convince them. I'm not trying to like win the debate. We're having business meetings.
You said that you've changed the way you've talked to them. You've learned how to talk to them. So how have your pitches changed from when you first started Vayner to now?
I know all the dumb shit they believe in. You know,
give me an example. Give me an example.
An example before was like, well, this works. And they're like, you know, I was like, hey, you should do Twitter and this is why, and like if you do community management, they're like, well, how do we measure that? I didn't even understand what they meant. I'm like, it's common sense. This is good to like get customers to care. They're like, yeah, but the report, like what's the report that says community management on Twitter in 2009 is ROI positive? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh fuck, this is school. Like, oh shit, MMMs and MMAs, like internal modeling, like all this fake shit. I didn't realize how many companies sell bullshit to Fortune 500 companies to justify bullshit behavior. So now I at least can talk about them. Like, you know how your MMM does, well, this, you know, like I could talk to the acronyms, the rules, the way they actually work.
Gotcha.
They think in like lower cost CPM is good. I'm like, you do know when you buy shit for less money, it's normally bad. Like if you shop at Marshall's versus shopping at like in a boutique in Soho, you're getting worse stuff.
Yeah.
You should be paying higher CPMs for good shit.
In day trading attention,
Yes.
you said that 90% of brands, they just do not get strategy. If you could sit them down, brand or creator, and talk to them for 60 seconds, what would you say about social strategy?
That it's the single most important thing to do if you want to grow your top line revenue. Let's start with that. The reason it's easy for me to say that 90% of people and companies don't take this shit serious is I do not believe that 90% of people understand that being remarkable at social means that your business will be dramatically bigger. I believe that many people know that if you are remarkable at basketball, you will make lots of money a year, more than if you're remarkable at being an accountant. I believe when it comes to marketing and business, it's the reverse. Basically, everyone's acting as being a remarkable accountant will make you more money than being a remarkable basketball player. That's the point of my entire thesis.
They're sleeping. They're sleeping on it.
They're sleeping on it.
Coming here, I remember seeing a video and I was like, if I'm not posting every day, I'm not flying out here.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
I've been on the grind. We've been busting our ass with the pod for the last 3 years, every single day. And it's like,
And then the
it's been
question
pivotal.
becomes, so that's one, and you've gotten there. Next thing I would look at, if we were like all first cousins and we were getting together right now and we were like actually ourselves, but we're first cousins. But I've been busy, but now we're hanging out for 4 days at the grandpa's and they're like, and you guys are like, hey, can you like really look what the fuck we're doing? I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do it. The next thing I would look at is how many platforms are you on and how do you do it on those platforms, right? Let's take an average 26-year-old dude like you guys, right? How old are you?
27.
Nailed it. I mean,
29.
I'm pretty proud of that.
But we look 26.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait.
You know, there's your personal life in like dating, like what's your personal like romantic relationship. Then there's your careers. Then there's who are you guys as a friend? Like, are you good homies? Or are you like so in your own shit right now you can't be a great friend? Then I don't know if you have siblings, like who are you as a sibling? Then there's the version of you of who you are as a son, right? And as I'm saying this right now, I'm sure you're going through it and everyone's going through it. You're better at some things and you're worse at other things. That's called being a fucking human being. That's how I think about Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. The first thing I would look at, first I would know, because you just said it, you guys were in it. But then I'd be like, yeah, you're like overly focusing on fucking TikTok and Instagram. Because that's actually the answer to almost everyone. Just like physical trainers, like they all know like all the things we have, like, oh, everyone's quads are fucked up or everyone's glutes are, like, that's how like easy it is for me to walk into every meeting. I'm like, I walk into cool guys like you doing the thing in a new way. I'm like, these guys are not fucking paying attention to Facebook.
Oh, no. I took your advice. We started posting them now.
And?
It's like 7 in, so we don't have
So it's
data
early.
yet. Yeah,
You
early.
really prepped for this.
Yeah. Brother, I wasn't about to
You
comment.
were ready for me to like flip
Yes,
it and be
I
like,
was
do you
ready.
post on Facebook?
Yeah.
You're like, yes, we do.
Organic
You were- you know,
Facebook social.
But here's what excites me. We're getting in it now. Then, after I'm like, are you on everything? Then I'm gonna look at like, do you know how to do Snapchat Spotlight? Do you know how to do LinkedIn? And so like, it's a very deep game. And what would I say to everybody? Organic social is life. Then you do paid, then you do campaigns, then you do influencers. And I think organic social for most people still is like last place if you're a big company. Because they think about social media from a paid. I literally just had a meeting right before this meeting where they were like, no, we're good. We're running paid ads on social. I'm like, no, it's organic social. And then when something does well, paid ads. Don't use media to amplify bad creative and really hide bad creative. Use it to amplify good creative.
Test and learn, push money behind what's
Yes,
working.
but here's the key. It's not test and learn.
Okay.
It's market every day, and when you have winners, know what to do with it. Every time I post on social organic, I'm trying to win. I'm not like, oh, let's throw it against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
This is not spray and pray. This is fucking real to me.
But going at it every day, you're getting more at bats. Like I feel like somebody who's kind of posting a few times a week versus someone who's going multiple times a day on multiple platforms, you're just getting more reps.
Yeah, and everybody's so insecure. They'd rather have more views on one post so they let it sit there for a fucking month. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm trying to win out here. And so, like, yeah, I mean, more at bats is more at bats. Like, everybody who's listening right now is one piece of content away from their life being different. Do you know how insane that is?
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
But it didn't used to be like that. You talk
Correct.
about the TikTokification of content.
That's right. What I now call interest media.
Yeah.
Content is finding people that are interested in that content. It's not social media. I'm not posting and every time 80% or 60% of my people see it. Now it's like, I mean, every day someone's like in my comments like, GaryVee, where you been? They hadn't seen a piece of content from me in 9 months, even though they followed me for 9 years. That's the game we're in now.
And so how should someone think about their strategy differently now that it's different?
They need to realize that it's not about followers the same way. They need to realize that they have to mix up their content more to find different audiences while doubling down on what works for them. So I'm like, what everybody does, like, Gary, no, I have to have a niche or I have to be consistent. I'm like, me too. That's 80% of my content. But 20% of my content is giving me a chance to fucking explode.
Yeah, you can go for a homer.
I wanted to ask you about, what about being in the culture? Like, do you think AI will ever get to a point where it's like it can detect that, or do you just kind of got to be in the weeds?
Of course it can detect it. You can literally go to ChatGPT right now and be like which IRL live streamers are most popping off, not named Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross. Like, AI is my partner in this work. Because it's just information.
Yeah.
I still have to be smart enough to prompt engineer. I still have to know who the fuck Kai Cenat and fucking Aiden Ross is to ask that question.
Yeah.
Kids know that shit. CMOs don't know that shit.
Yeah, 100%. Early days when you were in these meetings and you're pitching them, what would you say when you were batting against companies that were much bigger than you guys?
I didn't even think about them. We were charging $5,000 a month. We were trying to get $60,000 a year. When the companies that I've now become bigger than, we're getting paid $8 million a year.
Wow. So, okay, what does it look like now? If a company comes to you, what are you trying to do for them? Like, what is the pitch that you would like? In a perfect world, they pick everything. They're like, we want to do it all. What does that look like?
Basically, our thesis is very simple. I do not want you to waste money on marketing anymore, either on the media side or the creative side. Here is how you should do that. You should work with us. The end.
Straight and simple to the point.
Straight and simple. If, to your point, if they're like, all right, Gary, but like we can't do everything with you, I'm like, give me social, creative, and media, because that is the game.
Yeah.
Still all social.
It's not even, but you have to understand, for Fortune 5000, it's just becoming social.
Yeah, they're just starting
to realize they should spend more on social. That's right.
You're obviously talking about content at scale. That's how you win. But if you don't have a great strategy, do you think that content at scale just leads to quicker failure? You're just like...
Sure, but strategy comes in shapes and sizes.
Sure.
Like, what's my strategy with VeeFriends? My strategy with VeeFriends is to get every single human being on earth to know what VeeFriends are. Right? So like...
And you talked about that. You said you're like, I'm willing to do 9, 10, 11 people. I don't care. I will.
Yeah,
like,
we love that YouTube video.
You're like, I'm gonna fight for these 5 or 10 people.
Today I'm getting 14 new fans.
You know, it's real shit to me. So like, what's my strategy? My strategy is scaled awareness. You know, that's very broad. Underneath that, it's like, okay, I know I can crush with 15 to 45-year-old dudes because that's my demo, collectors. Like, it all gets nuanced underneath there. But yeah, I mean, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you've lost. And so like, but strategy comes in all shapes and sizes. Macro, what are you trying to accomplish? You know, most corporations don't have strategy because they're just trying to hit numbers to not get fired. Or entrepreneurs and creators are the reverse. They're just trying to make money fast.
God, it's so interesting. It's
right?
such an interesting game that people are playing.
You brought up a niche.
And everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
And that's like, and I'm right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, by the way, some people will make fast money, but fast money is vulnerable. Have you seen other 25-year-old dudes make fast money?
Yeah.
They go into a bad place. They fuck like crazy. They buy dumb shit like crazy, and then they're 28 and in a ditch mentally. I don't want that for my boy. Like, I like it up front, like it's fun for a second, but like that fun goes away quick. People don't get it. People don't get it. By the way, I think sometimes people think I don't get it. They're like, you don't want to have fun. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. In fact, for all the dudes that are listening, if you go nice and slow and build it properly, you will have unlimited fun.
You are the niche as like advice.
Yes.
If you go back on
Thank you for knowing that.
Of course.
Because that was like a once or twice piece of content for me, but I think I'm pumped that you picked up on it because I think it's profound.
You go back on your YouTube channel, and at the time, 17 years ago, you're deep in the wine game.
Yes.
But your YouTube channel, you're posting about so many different things. So
Yes.
how do you feel about the advice of you are the niche?
I believe in it. For example, on YouTube proper, me being all over the place is hurting me in some ways. That algo works in a way that like is more Mr. Beast life. I'm okay with that ish. My whole framework of document, don't create, being contextual to a lot of people. There's definitely in a YouTube proper world, some shortcomings that come along with that, which is why I've never, even though I have a lot of followers, my views are not strong because I'm not doing the best practices. And that's kind of out of like sustained curiosity if it ever changes, and a shortcoming that I should be better at, and is very much a big priority for mine in 26 of like being more production oriented.
But you like showing multiple different things you're interested
I do, but I can do that on every other channel.
Yeah.
Like YouTube has now like looked me in the face, like YouTube proper, not shorts, has looked me in the face as a platform and like, that's cute, Gary, but like you're gonna fucking lose if you don't like conform to us, which is more programmatic stuff. So I feel like I'm ready to like fold. Like I feel like YouTube beat me, you know what I mean? Kind of like this can beat me and I got 2.9, So I think that's where I'm at with that. But bro, like everybody does everything. Like this concept that you're gonna find some niche. Oh, so what, you're a magician? So is everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you, a fucking social media expert? That's nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone's doing it. There's 8 billion people. There's gonna be 100 billion people doing it because 92 billion of them are gonna be AI influencers doing it. So how the fuck are you actually gonna break out? It's just you being you all the fucking way.
I saw a clip from...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%. I saw a clip from Hormozy, and he was saying how he started going broad. He was
Yeah.
like philosophy,
Yeah.
some dating advice, and he's
Yeah.
like, my sales dipped, or sales
Yeah.
dipped like crazy, and he's like, fuck that, we're
Well,
going back.
that's because he was going brand.
Yes.
Like if you go brand, your sales will dip.
But do you think if he sustained it for a longer period of time that he would have seen it start to go back up?
I don't know, and I haven't analyzed what Alex is doing. What I would say is in the macro, I do believe that most people don't run marathons, they run sprints. And this is not an indication to Alex. I really genuinely, on the record, like
Yes.
fully have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
But like what I would say is that a lot of people want sales. And like, that's good. It's just that when you build brand, you are not over analyzing every day, month, or even year on sales.
How long did it take you though to kind of build this muscle of you post something and you're not so deathly attached to what it does? Because it's been hard. Like I've been doing it and I'm like, I'm now looking at the 30-day aggregate total, not individual, and it's so much more holistic for me.
Yeah.
Because like if you do 3 posts a month or something, you're like so tied to what is going on.
I have never had to make my money from my audience. Think about that.
Yeah.
Right? Like I broke out in wine. I was building a business for my dad. I was getting quadruple hosed. I was building a business that wasn't mine. My dad wasn't paying me for shit, and I wasn't getting any money from my audience. Like a triple hosed, like triple fucked. So think about how lucky I got. For the first 5 years of my life, I got triple fucked. So I got trained into not worrying about making money from it. Then, when I exploded over the last decade, I've been building VaynerMedia. Yes, I've sold empathy wines, I sell VeeFriends stuff, but like, if I didn't sell a single VeeFriend,
It wouldn't
like
matter.
this company
Yeah.
that you're in right now, this company will do $365 million this year. It's a big business. This year, revenue, not valuation, revenue.
Is it true that one of the first Vayner clients came through the wine shop and you had met them there? Or is that
Yes.
It is
Yes.
true. Is
Yeah.
it Gillette?
Yes, it was a agency that was working with Gillette. He was a customer and he outsourced some work to us.
And talk me through the early days, because I remember hearing a clip of AJ and he's like, we weren't in this ad agency game. You were just a big listener and you had an inclination of like what you thought would work. How did those early days go? The very early days, because you walk into this room and it's electric. Like, I'm just so fired up to be in your office and walk through these halls, and I just wonder, like, what was your idea back then when you're still in the wine shop?
That the world was about to change in a real way. And everything I did was around that. I took all my savings and invested into Facebook and Twitter. I started to I was 34 years old when I started to really put myself out there. 31 for 30 for Wine Library, but 34 in 2009 is when I'm like, should I show everybody like who I fully am, not just a wine critic? So I did that. Then I started this company. Like basically my mindset was social media is going to eat up the oxygen of the entire world and I'm going to be at the forefront of it.
And what sparked that for you? Like what was that thing that you were saying? You were just so in the trenches.
Living it.
Yeah.
I was living it. Like even before Facebook and Twitter, I was trying to figure out how to use my space to sell wine. And I couldn't because it was really kids and like I couldn't figure it out, but I was trying to figure it out.
And was there like an aha moment of you using social that led to way more sales selling wine that you're like, I can do this with every other company?
It was Wine Library TV. I would review wines on Wine Library TV. And I remember right away, episode 1, I was like, I'm not gonna shill. I'm gonna fucking review these wines. And even if I have 100 cases of this shit downstairs and I need to sell it, and if I personally don't like it, I'm gonna say I don't like it. Which was bananas crazy.
Yeah.
Like fucking bananas crazy. But the point I was trying to make with Wine Library TV, and for anybody who's listening right now, it's still my passion to tell people about wine, is this is what I think. Do you like, actually let's play a game. You guys like oysters?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good. Uni? Sea urchin?
Here and there.
Yeah.
English peas?
Never had them.
Never had them.
Blueberries?
Yeah, big blueberry.
What's your
berries.
favorite fruit?
Strawberries.
Yours?
Every day.
Yeah, strawberry.
Great. Literally for me, strawberry is probably 10th.
It's wild.
So-
What's number 1?
Blueberries.
Blueberries, mango, kiwi, raspberries.
Dude, a ripe nectarine hits.
Ooh.
You know what's funny? I had a fucking apricot this weekend that blew my face
Yeah.
off. But like strawberries, genuinely, this is real. Way down. Like as like the big fruits, like strawberries are just like,
It's a hot take.
and it's funny, oranges, bananas, and apples, I'm also like okay with, but like all 3 of them, and those are like my bottom tier, and I like all 3 of them more than strawberries. So, let me get to the point. You guys shouldn't blindly like every wine that I like. We have different palates. So my point to everybody was like, try different things. Just because I'm an expert, because I know a fuckload about wine, doesn't mean, you don't ask me what food you should eat just because I've eaten more food than you. Like we have our own preferences. So the framework of the show made me comfortable saying this is shit and realizing it won't kill us selling it, because I was pushing the audience of like, don't even listen to me, but try different shit.
So then we get into Vayner. We leave the wine. We're fully going into Vayner. What do you think about social at that period of time? Are you like, YouTube is going to be a ticket? This is going to be more eyeballs. It'll get me in front of CMOs. They'll see this. Maybe I'll be able to book a meeting. Or was it outbound? Were you emailing them?
I already had hundreds of thousands, maybe even 1 million followers on Twitter when no one did already.
Because of all the wine stuff.
Correct.
Okay.
And that blew people's fucking
And
faces
that gave
off.
you social
And that
proof.
gave me social proof.
Okay.
And when you walk into the meetings, you have no pitch deck, like your
Yes.
brother said, and
Yes.
you're just like, check out all the followers.
We're doing
It wasn't
something
check
right.
it. No, it was even better than that. That would have been like lazy. It was, here's what you should do.
Here's what's
Like
working.
I literally did what agencies would spend 3 months game planning on, improv, ad hoc, on the spot.
Oh, you're like, hey, Gillette, this is like actually what you should be
Gillette was
doing.
like outsourced and we had to execute
okay.
something.
Uh-huh.
The meeting we had with Stride Gum,
Yeah.
was like basically I told them their entire ideas and marketing plan off the rip. Like I didn't even know I was like, just because I'm in the, I could do that now.
Yeah, you're in the game.
I'm in the game. That's it, bro. Like listen, everybody who's listening, whatever you know most, people are like, man, you're such a good public speaker. I'm like, of course. Because I only talk about shit I know, and I'm not scared to say I don't know. The reason I do Q&A publicly, and almost nobody else does, is I'm not scared if you ask me a question and I don't know. Like if you used, I have humility as my superpower. If you ask me a basic marketing term, acronym, and for some reason I'd never come across it, or maybe I'm having a brain fart, and I would have the humility to be like, what's a TCN? And you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck, GaryVee? Like, how do you not know? Or CAC. Like, if you're like, hey, what's the CAC? If I, like, for some reason had a weird moment in my brain and was like, I'm sorry, what's CAC? And you're like, bro, customer acquisition. Like, where you'd be like, whoa, like, Gary, you're like you would look down on me. I don't give a fuck. So when you have humility and you just talk about shit, I watch so many people do interviews, podcasts, keynote speeches, talking about shit they don't know. And I could smell it on them. Mainly because it's they're talking about something I might know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when I don't know it, then I don't know either.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but you know, and so I don't know, like I'm never scared. And I wasn't scared in that meeting or building this agency. I understood that I didn't go to marketing school. I knew that I didn't go to ad school. I knew I had no relationships. I knew none of the terminology. I knew nothing other than I knew exactly what was happening and going to happen. Which is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, no, it is. Take me back through when TikTok kind of transitions over, and now it is called TikTok. Me and my boy Kyle, we were literally in our fraternity basement hiding from people making videos because they were clowning us so hard for being on TikTok, and we posted every single day, and it worked. So shout out to you for making those videos. What were you telling the big brands you were meeting with, being like, hey, we need to be on...
I mean, there's videos of me, and you guys can clip this for audio, of me doing fucking Ask GaryVee about Musical.ly. Like this is even before TikTok bought Musical.ly, because it was like Tumblr. Tumblr, the reason I invested in it was around interest, not who. It was what. You were into art, you were into skateboarding, and you followed those accounts. Not you were into wine, but you followed GaryVee. Got it? You were following interests. I could tell that Musical.ly was gonna be that. It was the interest graph, not the social graph. I could see that content was finding audience. I'm like, this is big.
You just make it, and whatever comes to you. And then your interest, it starts to...
Guys, do you understand that you could double your podcast audience if you guys made a video about burgers? People don't believe that when I say that.
Go deeper on that.
I will. By you throwing off speed pitches, that 20%, that gives you the opportunity to get a whole new world. If you guys just literally told a frat story of a keg stand, that's the video that might get 3 million views, and they'd be like, who are these guys? Oh shit, this podcast, oh I do that. Like, people are not giving themselves a chance to be discovered. People want sales. People want depth. People have philosophies of like, I want to be on brand, I want to be consistent, ideologies. It's not how the game works.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You said in Day Trade Attention that post-creative strategy was one of the most important metrics that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Break that down to like the everyday person who's just a creator without them
Every creator listening here should read every comment left on every piece of content and read every DM they've ever gotten.
Are you still in the weeds of the DMs?
Yes, but I can't read all of them. I'm getting 10,000 a day.
Yeah, you can't do it now.
I'm trying to use AI to get me summaries. What people have to say to me publicly and privately is the most important shit. I'm just a human and I can't outsource it either. Yeah. I'm not gonna have my admin team do it for me and act like they're me. Yeah. I read 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week of DMs and comments still to this day. That used to be enough to get back to everyone. Now it's not even I'm not even in the game.
You got back to me 7 years later, which is fucking epic.
Tell them the story.
So I read jab, 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 right hook, and I DM'd Gary as I was reading it. I forget what I even sent to you. Yeah. And 7 years later, I get a message from him saying, sorry I missed this, hope you got it all figured out. and then you wished me a happy holidays.
Yes.
And I was like, fuck yeah, you too. Shooting my shot here. Do you want to come on the podcast? And then you go, maybe let me connect you with my guy, and then you put us in a group chat like 30 seconds later.
This is real life to me. Like listen, you guys know this. I'm super out there, right? I say a lot of things out there. I'm petrified to not live what I talk about. I would have the worst reputation behind the scenes. You know, you mentioned Babin before we started the show, or maybe on the show. I like when people ask about me to people that really know me. 99.9% of people don't really know me. Luckily for me, they do, because I'm very much who I am publicly, but I get really happy knowing what's going on right now. Like right now, knowing there's conversations about me, and the person that really knows me is blowing the other person's mind and telling them I'm better than they think I am. Not worse, because unfortunately, you guys are starting to live, a lot of people let you down. Like, don't meet your heroes is a real fucking thing. And not that I'm a hero, but I'm a public figure. I'm aware of that now. And so people are curious. And so like, I like eating my own dog food. I like telling everybody on this podcast to answer everyone. And I like that a human can tell them a story that is real. And that's insane. That like even is insane to me. Even though I live it and do it, like 7 years, I'm in my shit. I'm in my bag. I live what I talk about, which is good.
Yeah.
I wish more people did that.
100%.
Something people might not know about you is that you've won the lottery a couple times. Can you share that story?
Yes. Where did I just put that out? Was that a Daily V recently?
We got a secret source.
You guys have source.
We have insight.
By the way, I've never won the big lotteries. I have won the pick 3 in New Jersey, 3 numbers, not the big 6. But here's what's crazy about this story. So I've won the lottery twice in like a significant way for me at that age. The first time I was 18, and I was thinking about I was living in Hunterdon County, New Jersey, thinking about Edison, New Jersey, where I grew up. And so much so that right before I went to my friend Brandon Warnicki's house, I stopped at the Krausers or the 7-Eleven and bought the phone number, pick 3, pick 4, 756-1407. And I'm literally at his house. And I'm like, let's put on New Jersey 12 or whatever, where they do the lottery. And literally 1407, I played it box, not straight, which means it could come out in any order. And it was like 7, 4, 1. And then I jumped up off the couch when it was the first 3 numbers. And like 7, 4, 1. If this is 0, I'm gonna shit my pants. 0. Explode, get in the car and drive back to Krausers to cash in my tickets and won I think it was like $300 a piece. It's like $3,000, which was like $1 billion at the time. And then the other time I won was 963, another phone number of mine, and I watched it with my cousin Bobby. Basically, same story. I've literally won the lottery, pick 3, pick 4, 3 times in my life. I played it probably like 500 times because I did a lot from like 18 to 22. Because I was at the liquor store and before the drawing, you're just at the cash register like, let me put in a pick, right? Mm. I've won 3 times. I've watched myself win it twice. I've only watched the lotto on TV like 5 times. It's super wild.
That is great. Yes. That is nuts. That's so funny. You preach so much about patience, but I feel like you move quite fast.
Yes, macro patience, micro speed.
Okay, at the level that this company is at right now, you have 1,000 employees across different countries.
2,500.
2,500. Mm-hmm. Okay, 2,500 employees across different countries. How do you still get them moving quickly on the things that are on social that are literally 72 hours, it's over? Like, how does that work now that it's grown to this size?
We have a team internally, and I myself still every day, if I see something. So, for example, I realized 1-second videos on Facebook crushed. Instead of a photo.
Like today?
Like today, still works. You should do this.
Okay.
If you post photos on Facebook, don't make it a photo, make it a 1-second video. It will get dramatically more reach. I will literally, when I'm like, wait a minute, this is working for me, then I'll go check Wine Library, VeeFriends, like I'll check 5-7 sources. When I'm firm, I will literally go to my inbox, go to team at VaynerX, and literally email the entire company. Mike, right? I will literally randomly email every employee, and the best part of it, all of what I have to say is in the headline, right? No grammar, misspellings. 30% of the company just started, so they don't know how to like read Gary, so they're like, what the fuck did he say? And I'll just be like, yo, 1 second.
Mm-hmm. And that spreads
It's still family business for me. Even though we're a corporation now, I run it, and I live it, and I feel it like it's like a mom and pop thing.
Okay, now what does that mean to other people that are working at, starting their companies? I have like a 3-person company, so we're trying to make it the culture as we build it up, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, think rule 1 is like, don't be a dick. Like nobody.
Dude, you got to work on that.
Yeah.
Like it's real though. Like you know what's funny about that? Like, and I think you guys will appreciate this. Like, don't be insecure. The only reason people are assholes is because they're insecure. Like, yes, we're aware that like kudos to you that you're like do you know how big of a deal it is to get the 3 employees? Like, I'm impressed by that. In reverse, don't do that. Like, don't think you're somebody. Like, humility is the fucking best. Like, be nice. Like, over-communicate. At 3 people, at 10 people, at 20 people, everybody should know you inside out. When we had 50 to 100 people, I knew everything about everybody. I knew everything about everything. Like, we were all fucking in it.
How many people are now here in the NY office?
Since we're post-COVID, we have how many are supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Like, 1,100. How many are here? 500. We don't have every day everyone in because we're out of real estate. We have to like address that next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be crazy.
What Braden forgot to tell you is that it was at 6 but because he's being a dick,
Shut up.
it was actually at 3.
That's not true. This is bullshit.
I would really say that you have to understand the following. The number one way to build something big is to make the first 10 employees family. Now, that doesn't mean in fact, you should be firing a lot to get to 10. Because you're hacking it when you're little.
Were you trying to find people early on that were specialists or Swiss Army knives, and then
nobody knew anything about anything?
Okay.
Back then,
but now let's use now
today.
Is it specialists? Now it's
we're at
because
scale.
it's so big.
But at the time, I was double fucked because I needed generalists, but nobody knew anything. I was just hiring kids and teaching them. I was paying people to teach them. If you literally, if you go to the people that worked at Vayner in 2011, 12, 13, deep down, they'll tell you I fucking got lucky. I fucking got paid. and I got paid, and this was 2012. People were getting paid 40K, 50K. It was low, those numbers, but they're I got paid to launch my career because by being at Vayner for those years, I became the expert of social. And look, I'm now the VP of this or the SVP. You go look at the LinkedIn profiles of the people that were here 11, 12, 13, 14. People are CMOs of fucking Fortune 5,000 companies. CMOs.
How would you seek out these great people that were at other companies to come help build what you wanted to build here and build this vision?
Word of mouth of people as we started growing. We'd hire somebody from an agency. If they were good, I'd be like, yo, who else is like you?
Start to build it up.
Yeah.
And what's the cost of bringing on maybe a B or C tier player versus spending the extra money and bringing on that A player who really knows their shit?
It depends. For us, it was unique. Nobody knew. So I was looking for A, personality, A, work ethic, A, homie, your brother and sister and cousin. In fact, everybody who was supposed to be an A player agency-wise that I brought in all failed. They were too bougie. They were too in the old school. They were lazy. They were sizzle, not steak. I'm obsessed with being B player in skill and brain firepower and A fucking down for the cause.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean?
Is it still right now, in your opinion, posting great content at scale? Is that the game?
Yes.
Is that what we're in?
Yes.
Okay.
And what would you say to somebody who's I'm only dialed...
And by the way, great content isn't judged by you. It's judged by the market. Organic views achieved. Not you spent money on paid media to amplify and it got 9 million views. I'm like, no, it didn't. You paid for 9 million views. It is organic. And that's where people get fucked up. Go ahead.
You brought up that you have to be really good and dialed on every social media to be great. There's people who are really good and dialed on one, maybe two, like you said, Instagram and TikTok. Is the excuse of, oh, maybe we don't have enough time or we just don't get the other ones? Is that just an excuse? You just don't want to be that good?
I mean, or you're content.
Sure.
Yeah, you're making money.
You're good.
Yeah.
But this is the Zuck's movie. You know what's better than $1 million? $1 billion. Okay, I'm glad you have 1 million followers on TikTok and Instagram. You know what else would be awesome? 1 million on LinkedIn and 2 million on fucking YouTube and 500,000 on fucking X and 750,000 on Snap. Why not?
What are your thoughts on his little speech that just came out talking about how they want to be one-stop shop? They want you to come to Meta and do everything for you. I'm just curious. I saw
they
that.
Should.
No, I know, but I'm saying as far as ad agency land goes, he's it felt like that video. He was we're going to do everything. And even though they still have people running their ads, I was just curious what your thoughts were, if you saw what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't see Mark Zuckerberg saying, I'm trying to put you out of business.
No, but he just made this video, and I saw a lot of people on LinkedIn and marketing space were talking about this. They're like, how's this going to affect agencies? I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are.
That he should do that. Mark's job is to get every dollar for his company.
And the agencies will adapt, the best ones.
Yes, which means there shouldn't be that many left.
Just Vayner.
Yeah, because I'm willing to sell hot dogs. Mark's job is to do that. And my job is to make sure I have a good company. And Meta's very important, Facebook and Instagram, but so is event marketing, so is influencer marketing. So, so is being on top of culture. Like teaching brands that they should do brand deals with Siegelman Stables is a $100 million agency in itself. Right? Like, so I have to have, we're a leader in culture strategy. Like, do brands know that the FaZe Clan is about to have another moment because they're building back up, or don't they?
Probably not.
Right?
Yeah.
There's also live social shopping.
Yeah, which you've been big on.
Right? Meta's nowhere on that. Zuck should be doing that too, but they're all focused on AI now, as they should be. Live social shopping is a fucking pimp on the ass of AI. So what do I think about that? I think that makes sense to me, and they should. And Google should be trying to do that, and like, they're all fighting. And we're all fighting. This is fucking entrepreneurship and business. What do I think about it? I think I'm not like everybody else that says, oh, they can't, and that won't work, and fuck Facebook, and I don't think in those terms. Like, Mazel tov, good for you. I better fucking pay attention because you guys aren't fucking around, and I better make sure that I have a ton of value. I have like 37 things I'm working on to offset what AI could do to us. Like, actually.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Like, what are some of the things? Because obviously I know you guys are integrating it if you can, if it's like allowed, or like, I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Focusing on things that are not AI oriented, experiential. Like, I think event marketing is massive.
Getting people
cultural.
together.
I just gave you 2 of them. A third one is becoming JV departments, meaning literally Vayner is half your marketing department, my employees, and the other half is your employees, and I train all the employees. So like literally becoming the marketing department for everyone. We call that Vayner Collab. It's very clever.
Ooh,
Collab
like
plus collab.
Yeah.
So we do that for a lot of clients. So if we're your marketing department, and we all use AI. So like whatever, tons of things.
100%. You said there was a video 9 years ago that Costas pulled up, and it was about like college graduation. We both had seen it. College people are getting ready to graduate right now.
I was wearing a white T-shirt in that one.
That was my first video I've ever came across.
By the way, you and many. That was in the parking lot. I was like, D-Rock, stop. I just had a fucking jolt, like one of those moments. I knew it while I was making it. I'm like, this is going to change shit for me. And it did. It was one of my most viral videos of all time.
What would you say to these college seniors getting ready to graduate right now?
Same shit.
Same shit.
By the way, I ran that video the other day, and everyone's like, this is so wrong. Yeah, because it's true, which is for everyone who hasn't seen it. 22 to 30 is when you go high risk and dream. Everybody tells you that now you're grown, go get a real job. That's insane. 23-year-old dudes and ladies is when you can have 4 roommates and eat ramen. And you have no kids or spouse to worry about, and mommy and daddy are still kind of around, kind of something. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, even if they're not financially helping you, which they shouldn't be, but I know a lot of you get paid by your parents, even though you're grown, they're at least there. You know what I mean? They're, at least you could crash it. Like, at least you could live. Like, I see no downside in living with your parents at 25. To chase your dream. You want to be a fucking actor. You want to be a fucking, you want to be a fucking influencer. Like 22 to 30 is when you go crazy high risk. Now, if you do it on your own dime, if mommy and daddy are paying for everything, then you're a fucking loser. But if you do it on your own 2 feet, living humbly, going hard, then at 30, if you didn't pull it off, if you didn't become fucking Brad Pitt, if you didn't become Mr. Beast, if you didn't become fucking Zucks, then you go work for an insurance company. People have it so wrong. 22 to 30 should be when you go crazy.
No, that video was, I called Babin when I was quitting my job at the Lakers, and I was like, I need some advice. And he's like, you've called me last year at the same time. It's like, you know what you got to do. And I had seen your video recently when I was quitting like a year ago. And it's crazy because obviously we never met. And like the impact that you can have on someone from never even seeing them is nuts, I feel like, with social.
That sentence that you just delivered is single-handedly why I continue to make content. If that sentence wasn't the biggest thing I believe in the world, I would never be a public figure. Just to remind you, like, that's not what I was chasing. I was 31 and I was like, I better make some wine videos to sell wine. This YouTube thing is the next email, Google AdWords website. I was just following what I'd always done. 97, I launched a website. That was insane. 98, email marketing. What? Everything was direct mail, newspaper, and catalogs. 2001, I bet the farm on Google AdWords. What? Didn't exist 1 minute ago. 2003, blogging comes along. Oh, fuck, I can't write. I had to sit on my hands. It was devastating. 2003 to 2005 was the toughest time for me in my career. It was when I
3 to 5.
3 to 5. Blogging had exploded. I knew it was going to be huge, but I couldn't write.
Hey man, if you had chat in your corner.
But how cool is that, right?
Yeah, that's
the
crazy.
one chapter when there was something that was happening in my entire career that I wasn't on, it was blogging. That's why I went so hard on vlogging, because I was like, video I can do.
You could do video.
I can talk, I just can't write.
That was it. And so, I had no money back then. I couldn't hire someone to write for me.
Yeah. You briefly mentioned it earlier about you changing up your YouTube strategy. So now I'm curious, going into these next 6-12 months, what do you think is the most important thing that you need to be focusing on for GaryVee?
Overall?
For let's go overall.
Let me go with overall,
and then
because you're gonna really be blown away by my first answer.
Okay.
Actually going back to being GaryVee.
Okay.
I've been checked out of GaryVee land for 2 years. I've been head down VaynerX VeeFriends. In fact, even doing this podcast is me coming back.
Come on, let's go.
Like even what you guys clearly like, Daily V being back. Like I hadn't done that in years. Post Labor Day, I'm rising like a phoenix. I'm doing tea with GaryVee every day. I'm doing a new podcast show. I'm doing IRL streaming every day.
Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be on tons of podcasts. I'm gonna be fucking everywhere.
I love it.
So the entire answer to your question is coming back to being primary GaryVee. Secondarily, I am the godfather, architect of the document, don't create, right? So that was like such breakthrough ideas, right? Like film everything and right? 2026 Gary is produce with purpose and document, don't create. So in 2026, I will make content around something I care about. I care about AI influencers. Instead of random clips of me mentioning it, we're gonna make a proper 12-minute video where I really make a fucking video.
With the AI influencer topic, do you feel like, I know all of us here have seen a video and it's been an AI person, we haven't known it.
Yes.
But let me ask you this, in like a few months, do you feel like, maybe the verification badge will be blue with a green if you're a real person?
Maybe.
And do you think that when that happens, that as soon as you see that green thing, or like purple thing if it's AI person, do you feel like that starts to happen where people just swipe right by?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, why?
Because I think we just care about liking shit as humans.
Go deeper on that.
I think 50 to 60% in year one of that world, if that was true, would completely swipe by it because they have an ideology.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think the other 30 to 40% would be like, I don't give a fuck, that person's hot, or that was interesting, or I'm curious about that belt, or I laugh at the same jokes. They're not gonna give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Would you
How about that?
Yeah.
Like, guys, most of the content we consume is not just about the human being. Mm-hmm. The fuck are you watching Star Wars for? That's acting.
Yeah.
Why are you reading information? Those are words. I don't give a people are over ideologizing the delivery mechanism. I don't care if it's you or you that decided to make an AI squirrel to tell me about how to share.
So our whole thing is like the 505 pod, we're rocks. Like our listeners are all rocks. You think we should make a little rock that like talks and he's like telling information about the videos and shit?
I do, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, go.
That intellectual property is worth more.
I own the one-handed crack, by the way. I do own that.
Nice.
Yeah. I own 505rocks.com too.
Yeah, I love it.
A bunch of random ones with rock in it.
I want to take it back to another old YouTube video that you made, and it was about when you turned 32 on your 32nd birthday, on your 32nd birthday. You said, I fucking hate the number 32. I thought it was so funny. You're like, 32 sucks. It's the first number that gets cut off the calendar. Like, fuck that. But in that video, you had a real like sense of discernment where you're like, I'm just not where I want to be yet. And it almost felt like the conversations you've had with so many people saying, you're so young, patience, practice that. In that moment, it almost felt like you had the opposite mindset of like, I'm 32, fuck, I'm getting older. I still have so much that I need to accomplish.
It was actually different, but it's a good observation.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's some percentage, but I was there and I know not really. What was going on with that kid that you saw was that was the pre-dawn of me being the 34-year-old version GaryVee coming all out. I was stuck with the situation I had with my dad. I was 32 and I was like, fuck, man, I just spent a decade building this massive business and gave up my personal time. When I tell you I did nothing fun in my 20s, I did nothing fun. I like maintained girlfriends just to literally almost like have someone there when I came home. Like I was in a place where I was so obsessed with putting my parents on, which was awesome to about 30. And then I was like to 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, that era. I was like, fuck, man. Like I got to get going. But it wasn't out of like me being impatient. It was about me being overly patient. And what you saw in that video or felt was I was already like, I'm coming. Like I already, like that, like in fact, notice in this interview, I said I didn't make business content or do until 34. But to your point, there were a couple of stagglers of those one-off videos, GaryVee 180 or like Ustream video. There's like this period between 30 and 34 where I made these one-off, there's like 13 of them.
Yeah.
These one-off videos that were not about wine. And that guy was starting the process of me going to what you know today.
Yeah.
And that's what you felt.
Gotcha. I just thought it was so interesting because...
And by the way, do not mix up patience with hunger and ambition. I am hungry as fuck. I'm ambitious as fuck. That's what you saw in that kid's eyes. You can be both. I think people, when they hear me say be patient, they hear me say be lazy and complacent. There's a reason that they're not the same words. Go to the fucking dictionary. Patience, complacency, and laziness are not defined the same way. I believe the friction between ultimate hunger and fire and actual patience leads to the greatest fucking bridge. And I think a lot of motherfuckers that hear me are like, he's saying for me to be complacent, or I don't have to work yet. I'm not saying that. Work your fucking dick off. But don't judge yourself when you only get 9 views.
Absolutely.
And don't have envy and jealousy of some 27-year-old who's got 10 million. That has nothing, guys, every 26 to 29-year-old that has a ton more money, fame, and success than you has nothing to do with you. Literally nothing. Nothing. None of those people are taking away your opportunity. It's you versus you.
Yeah, we can all get a slice of the pie.
The pie is unlimited.
Endless.
It's infinite. I hate when people are like, oh, that guy's taking, like, that guy got my spot, or that guy copied my content. I'm like, motherfucker, you copied someone else's content. What the fuck are you talking about? People are always like, I'm like, motherfucker, you know how many GaryVees are out there?
There's so many.
Like, the whole game.
Yeah.
Not because I'm brilliant, I just happen to be there first.
Yeah.
That's all. There's plenty of GaryVees before me. They just did it on radio or television. Like, you know, it's just the way it worked out.
Absolutely.
I've watched people use, you know, what's worked for me is I make up shit. I'm so weird. My reading comprehension's so bad. I am like so weird in that, like, I know stuff, but I don't know the actual way to say it. And so I came up with so much my own vernacular, and then I just watch people like use that vernacular, but I don't sit around like all these fuckers. Everyone said like, oh, I watch people, the TikTokification of, like, you know, like stuff like that. I don't get upset. I'm flattered.
Yeah, you're like, let's go.
I'm flattered.
You're like the homie that you hang around and you start picking up on their jargon.
By the way, in real life, I'm that person.
Yeah.
I started for, and by the way, I started saying heard instead of got it. Now, like, just all my whole world, everyone's like heard. And everybody like comes into it, they're like, what is this shit? I'm like, but by the way, I do not believe I was the person that invented heard. I'm sure I subconsciously heard someone say it. Like, the audacity to think you're the one. By the way, when I said earlier, everyone's like, but GaryVee's a Zay Frank or a Rocket Boom or even a Dane Cook and Tila Tequila.
Throwback.
Right?
Yeah,
So like, I don't think I invented anything. I think I've added my variation like we all have because I'm uniquely me. But man, people are audacious out here. Insecure.
They really are.
They really are. Like, I watch everybody move because I spend a lot of time watching people move. I'm at events where I'm like staying in line because I don't even give a fuck. And like people go in the front line like, I have 80,000 TikTok followers. I'm like, man, people are fucking emotionally broke. Lack of humility is destroying a generation.
Yeah.
100p. Well, you're doing good getting them back on it with your content. So I have two more for you. We're going to get you out of here on time.
Thank you, brother.
I want to know about the platforms you want to spend the most attention on right now. Like, what are they? List them for me.
That's a really good question. Me or what I want all of you to do? Because me, I already alluded to, I've got to get much more serious of my YouTube and my podcast.
Okay.
Because those require production and more meaningful thought. I took my social media excellence and I bled it into my YouTube proper and podcast, and that hurt me there. So I, Gary, have to do better at that in a world where many of you got that right. So I've got to do better with that in 26.
Okay.
And live streaming.
Okay, give me the other platforms real quick for other people.
Other people, it is a Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts.
Still Shorts, okay.
Shorts, Snap Spotlight is a monster for people.
Really?
Yeah, because no one's fucking with it, and there's a lot of attention there.
Okay.
Here's how it works. An 18-year-old that you're all trying to get on TikTok and Instagram, they're messaging on Snap. They're not looking at Spotlight often, but just enough that there's so much attention there, and no one's fucking there.
Wow. Okay, I love it.
Twitter X is a monster. And a lot more people should be IRLing. And then finally, here's a good one. Actually, I'm so glad. I'm so pumped right now.
Okay.
Everyone who's listening, this kind of audience, all of you have to give a real try. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Ready? Many of you who are listening right now will never become me. And you're trying to be. And I don't say that because I think I'm cool. I'm gonna say something important. Many people listening right now are destined to be hundreds of thousands of followers, not tens of millions, which is still remarkable. But a lot of people here who are trying to have millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions and are destined to fall short and will not win and then have to get regular jobs, if they start live social shopping, will be able to make millions of dollars selling stuff on Whatnot and TikTok Shop and all the future platforms. So I think there's a whole group. I think 80% of the people listening right now are 43K, 113K, 400K. Will never get to like the millions of dollars a year they're trying to get to, being just an influencer, but actually have salesmanship in you. If you've ever sold blow pops or candy or t-shirts or DVDs, if you sell and you're an influencer, immediately get your ass to Whatnot and TikTok Shop and start selling shit.
Selling things that like you buy on TikTok Shop and then, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's affiliate.
Okay. But you're saying like build your brand off of that and then.
Yeah, like I'm saying like for you, like you guys should literally sell a pet rock on Whatnot and TikTok Shop and just see how it goes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are salesmen or not, but there are a lot of people listening right now. Like
Ice to an igloo.
You know who's like who's a good demo for this? Pretty girl culture. Pretty girl culture. A lot, you look at pharmaceutical sales and real estate. There's a lot of young women right now who are attractive and like they feel like that's going to get them there and it needs more, but they happen to be good at sales. And there was a whole generation pre-internet that those pretty girls went into real estate and pharmaceutical sales. I think a lot of these girls are not going to get to that place. And instead of going OnlyFans, because that's the easy way, I think the other thing to consider is live social shopping.
I love it.